Good afternoon, my dear friends, all the participants who are in online for this speech and the webinar organized excellently by Shankar IAS Academy and MVN University. In collaboration with MVN University, the famous, reputed and talented IAS Shankar Academy is doing this wonderful job for the benefit of a large number of IAS aspirants. I really appreciate you for this initiative. Mr. Ramesh Aditya, Chandrasekhar, representative from MVN University, Mr. Gaurav Saini, and others. Once again, my warm welcome and good afternoon to you all. See, my dear aspirants, this exam, I can call 1 in million. So when I say 1 in million, don't get disappointed, don't get demotivated. When you think 1 in million, you should have enthusiasm, fun, and take it as a challenge to face this examination. Every year, one civil service are 6 to 7 lakhs. They write. Finally, some 1,500 persons based on the vacancies in every year. From 900 to 1,400, 1,700 people are selected. The top 100 will go to IAS, and the next will go for IPS, and others may prefer Indian Foreign Service, and for others it is left to their choice based on various factors brought out by the UPSC. There are 24 services. I don't want to go on the structure of the civil service examination, the pattern of the civil service examination, which will be dealt in detail with Ramesh Aditya and other faculties. Even Mr. Another Satya Krishnan, he is representing Shankar Academy. He will throw light on the various aspects of the examination, the pattern, the marks, the personality test, how to score marks in all these things. See, my main focus of the speech is to encourage you, motivate you to write the examination. UPSC Civil Service is the prestigious examination in the world, I am telling. It is the appearing for the civil service examination itself is a pride. So, my dear aspirants, think of it first. You appear for the examination. Do not bother about the success of the examination at the first instance. Just when you fill up the DAF, detailed application form, that itself, gives a pride. It talks about you. The entire history, the personality of you will be in the DAF. It is a profile. You profile yourself. The DAF is nothing but self-profile by the concerned candidate or aspirant. So this prestigious examination is very, very important one for every person who is aspiring for this. When we were appearing for this examination, at the time, the number of aspirants were less, whereas now it is more. So that is what I told in the beginning. It is 1 in million. Definitely you can make it. I used to tell, to succeed in the civil service examination, there is no need for rich background. There is no need for scholarly education. There is no need for a higher degree. There is no need for doctorate. There is no need for fluent English. There is no need for, the flowery language or Shakespearean language of English. What you should have is aptitude, attitude, dedication, determination, discipline, and determination. If you have all these characteristics, definitely you can win. If you think you can win, if you think, yes, I can, definitely you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So it all depends upon your attitude. What is aptitude? Aptitude is nothing but your inclination, your ability, your fitness to opt for the particular event, subject, or anything. So you should have attitude. Then attitude. Attitude is nothing but your mind, your your mind, how mind is disposed towards this. See, if you analyze the examination, the recent, the successful candidates, it is very interesting, quite interesting. As I told earlier, there is no need for any background of your family or your parents or your peers or whatever the schools you studied, whether you are a rank holder in the college or in the school. It doesn't matter. It is totally irrelevant for the success of examination, particularly in the UPSC civil service exam. So without a basic degree is enough. Even if you do distance education and get a degree, even in a correspondence, if you have a degree from a recognized university, you are eligible. You have completed 21 years. Definitely you can crack the examination. Knack of cracking the examination will be taught by the coaching institutions. The coaching institutions will, it's actually a fine tuning. Why you have to prefer these coaching institutions? I recommend any coaching institution as per your choice. It is to fine tune you. For example, if you have whatever the channel 93.5, it's a channel, it's a frequency. If it is 93.45, there will be noise and some disturbance. If it is tuned to 93.5, then you will get a clear clarity and clear picture and a clear voice. Like that, the coaching institutions will help you in fine-tuning you. So opt for some coaching institute. It is like a tuition. For example, if you want to secure top marks in any competitive examination or even school in academics, you have to go for tuition. You may be stronger in physics, but always tuition helps. Like that here, coaching institution helps. So my dear students, once again I come for this recent examination result, wherein in my own state of Tamil Nadu, an actor's son is a friend of mine, Jinni Jayant. His son has secured 75th rank. The first time, I think, in the history, an actor's son has become an civil servant. He has succeeded in the civil service examination. Another beauty is on Pradeep Singh. He is son of an employee working in petrol pump. So he's an ordinary employee's son. So he could succeed. An actor's son. Another thing is one girl, Aishwarya Sharon. She has also secured a very good rank in the very first attempt. So from various and multivarious background, people are able to come and succeed in this civil service exam. So anybody can make it. There is no need to get any kind of complex. You should never have overconfidence as well as inferiority complex. Only thing is you should have confidence. And many people ask a question, so how to start for this civil service examination? Where to begin? It is, I could not see the direction. As if I am left in a jungle and where there is no compass, where no cell phone, nothing. How I can find out the direction and go to my target or towards my objective? Yes, definitely. Even if you are blindfolded and left in the forest, you can come to your target. You can find the direction. Provided if you use your common sense, if you have confidence, if you have ability on yourself, if you struggle against yourself, you can succeed. It is nothing but you have to struggle against yourself. I'm telling the first thing is how I struggled against myself. I got through this examination in the year 1991. In the severest competition we faced at the time, 1991, only more number of candidates appeared for the 1990 preliminary examination. So because of the confidence, I could crack this examination. So you should have confidence. So the first, the students, the aspirants, if you do not know how to proceed, you go to any coaching center, get the guidance. Otherwise, my simple advice is just first go through the world history. Just our outline, just read the world history. Then come to ancient India. When we were studying at the time, I studied Romila Thappar's Ancient India. Then Percival Fair, Modern India. Freedom Struggle by Bipin Chandra. So you have to world history, ancient India, modern India, medieval India, freedom struggle, then constitution, Indian polity, like that, history, economy. Then slowly you will know the knack of reading also. So the aspirants should have first the wider, extensive reading. You should not go for selective reading in the beginning. So go for wide, extensive reading of everything. Another important thing is reading of a newspaper, reading a daily, English daily. Yes, it is very, very important. Even if you don't like English, you read an English daily, Hindi daily, or any other daily. It will give a lot of knowledge about the current affairs, current happenings, foreign affairs, international affairs, everything you will come to know. You have to take a notebook. You have to read the newspaper like a subject. Take a notebook. You write what is new education policy, NEP, what is the opinion of our Honorable Prime Minister of India, what is the policy of the Government of India, how opposition views this, how the educationists view this kind of policy. So you have to analyze all these things. Then the recent skirmish between our army and China and the Galvan Valley. What is happening in South China Sea? What is happening in Iran, Iraq? Why the blast took place in Lebanon? All these things. Why? What is ammonium nitrate? What is this COVID-19? How these kind of diseases? What is biological weapon? So many things. You know, all related things. Everything will be coming from the known areas. So everybody knows. But how to succeed? If you want to be 1 in million, be sharp. See, even 1 million, everybody can make it. If you don't make it in the first attempt, you can make it in the second attempt. Even in second attempt, you can't make it. Even you can make it at the final attempt. There are a lot of, now the UPSC, the government has given a lot of opportunity. Number of attempts are there more. When we wrote the examination, it was only 26 years, 3 attempts. Now plenty of attempts we can make it. So the sustenance is very important. You should never give up. You should never give up your hope of achievement. Always you have to aim. See, there is no script or formula for the success in the UPSC civil service examination. See, you can't write a script writer. Yes, you have to write 18 hours in a day. I am reading. Then I will make it. No, it is not like that. See, for every individual, you have to make your own plan. There is a common script is there. Yes, common script. For example, a movie script means, yes, what is the first half, second half, end of the movie. There are so many things, tragedy or comedy. They decide and write. Like that, there is a framework. There is a conceptual framework of writing this exam. Yes, preliminary. Yes, I have to prepare. There is no optional subject. So what is the syllabus? So according to that, you start planning. You prioritize your thing. Planning is very, very important. If you plan and prioritize. So what is the subject which can be given priority? According to your ability, according to your interest, according to your knowledge, you have to allot time. So time management is very, very important. So it is nothing great actually. It is not a very, very easy examination. Like even a state civil service examination. For example, in Tamil Nadu, it is called TNPSC. If you take in UP, it is called Uttar Pradesh State Service Commission examination. So the Haryana Public Service, like that is those state service examinations are more difficult than this civil service examination. So definitely you can win this if provided, I have already told, the determination, hard work, attitude, aptitude, discipline, dedication. Yeah, discipline. Yes, somebody will be asking a question, sir. See, I am not at all seeing any social media. I am not using cell phone. Despite that, I am not able to succeed in the examination. Whereas my friend, he was always seeing a movie. He was always using social media, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, this and that, and he could make it. Yes, I told already. See, every individual. See, like it is a gene, like a fingerprint. Everybody is different. So, according to your ability, you should choose and you should make your own plan of studying. Even the Hindi exam, in Hindi medium, you can write. There is no need to write in English. Most of the students of participants are from, I think, Hindi speaking state. You can opt for Hindi. You can give interview in Hindi. There is no problem, absolutely. Don't bother about the language. See, in simple language, simple words, you should express that sort. The UPSC doesn't want very complicated language. You are not going to serve the British. You are not going to London to serve. You are going to serve the poor people of our nation. Remember, We are dealing with commoners, the gullible public. So you have to know their language. You have to know their feelings. You have to empathize. You have to sympathize with them. That is, then only your personality, just also your personality will reflect your aptitude and attitude. It is not like, it's a posh where you can sit in always in air-conditioned rooms and the only armchair policies you can make. No, it is a practically field-oriented service, the best service in the world. In India, it is the best government service also. IAS, IPS, or whatever, when customs, central excise, IRS, income tax, all, Indian Revenue Service, Indian Audit and Account Service, and all these services, Defense Account Service, Civil Account Service, so many services. This very interesting. So you aim for high, you aim for Indian Administrative Service. Then you may get, even if you do not get in the first attempt, you will get some other service. Then while joining or getting extension, you can prepare again, and you fine tune, you struggle yourself. Definitely, then you can make this. You can crack this examination. So, knack of cracking the examination will come out of experience. Whatever we tell, whatever we tune you, ultimately you should get tuned. It is in your hand, my dear aspirants. Almost 200 aspirants are in online, and definitely you'll be getting good ideas from the various faculties and experts who are going to give very good points to ponder and points to analyze and devise strategy of your own. So anyway, my dear students, you ultimately the success lies in your hand. And when we were studying, we were facing shortage of materials. There was no Google, there was no internet, nothing. There was no WhatsApp. Of course, there was one advantage: we never get diverted. We paid undivided attention on our subject. Now a lot of diversions and a lot of materials available, a lot of n number of coaching institutions. If you browse Google, then you can get plenty of study materials. When you are flooded with study materials, you will get confused. Don't prepare with so much of study materials. Just have a selective study materials, either prepared by you or given by the coaching institutions like Shankar IAS Academy. This is enough to get through this examination. So it is not a great, Himalayan task. Even Everest can be climbed ordinarily. Why don't you crack this examination? Provided your grit, will, determination, killer instinct, that yes, my target is this one. I have to achieve this target. I have to, my objective, goal. You set the goal and gradually you go towards your goal. Definitely you will realize your objective, and you can hit the target. You can hit the bull's eye. The bull's eye is your choice. That is IAS or IPS or Indian Foreign Service, whatever your choice, that is the bull's eye. So 1 in million, definitely you can make, my dear aspirants, 1 in million is not a very, gigantic or monumental proportion or figure. You can make it always. Yes, Mr. Ramesh Aditya, whether any questions I can answer now?
Sir, yes, sir, you can definitely. Sir, first question is like, there is a student, he asked about what are all the efforts you have taken to become an IPS officer? In short, the student wants to know how you prepared for the examination, sir.
So my experience, just I spent three months for a preliminary examination. I was working in bank as officer in Delhi. When I started preparing for this examination, I was in Delhi, and preliminary examination, I never went to any coaching institution. At that time, very, very limited coaching institutions were there in Delhi. Only 3 institutions in the year 1990. But 3 months I applied leave. Then I cracked the examination. My optional subject was Indian history. Then when the main result came, I again applied just 2 months leave. That's all. In 2 months, I prepared very hard, and 18 hours a day I was studying. No movies, no social, at the time, no social media. 18 hours. Even when I go to bathroom, At the time, I was thinking about something, and we used to record. At the time, Walkman will be there. I don't know whether you may be knowing Walkman. At the time, we will record it and put it on Walkman. In the toilet also, we listen to that map, the Indian map, where it is, where is Varanasi, where is Kashi, where all these things, history option, main option also. So at the time, map question only 60 marks question. The pattern was different. So my mantra was, I was working hard, dedication and determination. That is a mantra of my success.
Sir, there is another question from a student called Kritika Yadav. How to motivate oneself, and motivating oneself towards this achievement of the goal is the biggest problem. How do we persistently motivate ourselves?
Yeah, you have to motivate ourselves. You have to, self-motivating. That is, that is actually, you have to think confidence. So you should be optimistic. Positive oriented, not COVID positive. You should have a positive attitude of mind. Yes, I can. Yes, I can do. See, for this, there is a personality test. Means there is no, you need not be a very, handsome, fair, tall, this and thin. No, it is not like that. Anybody can become. So you should have confidence on yourself first. That is self-motivating is nothing. Yes, I can do. If you study and if you forget, don't bother. You again, practice makes a man or woman perfect. You keep on practicing it, recalling, that is read, recall, then you can remember the things. So that is, self-motivation. You keep on writing whatever you have just read, then after 3-4 days you write whatever, just you yourself can come with a question and you write your answer. You can motivate yourself. Definitely, in no point of time, you should not lose your confidence. Yes, you can achieve. In this, nothing cannot be, anything can be achieved in this world, I'm telling. Provided you have the killer instinct.
Sir, kindly tell us about the physical test and getting into an IPS, how it is like the kind of physical eligibility as such.
See, there is no physical fitness is needed for, that there is a very basic thing is like, chest, all these things. Some height is for 165 centimeter and others, they have some relaxation. Normally it is 165 centimeter height. And there is, once if you go to the training institution, then IPS you will get in NPA, National Police Academy, from starting from drill, weapon training, all these things will be taught, unarmed combat. It will be quite interesting. So theory, indoor and outdoor. Two classes are divided into indoor and outdoor. So there is nothing special about, special physical quality in it. You have bare minimum standards are there that should be fulfilled. For girls, I think it is 155 centimeter, I think, for height for women.
Okay, sir, and there are some repeated questions about the eligibility criteria and other. There is one interesting question, sir. The student is asking about how to become an officer in CBI.
Yeah, CBI. See, there are CBI. There is recruitment up to DSP, inspector, sub-inspector, and DSP. There is a direct recruitment to CBI. That is nothing to do with civil service exam, UPSC. This civil service examination. For once if you become an IAS officer or even IRS officer, even customs, they go on deputation. Normally the CBI only more number of IPS officers will be there in any CPO, Central Police Organizations, particularly CBI, Directorate of Enforcement, NIA, National Investigation Agency. So you can go on deputation. For example, if you start as AISP or after getting IPS, you can work for 4 years in the particular state allotted to you. Then after that, you can go to any agencies on deputation. Then you can become that is called hardcore CBI or Intelligence Bureau. You can go for deputation for 5 years deputation. Then you have to come to state for a cooling period of 3 years. Then again, you can go back to the same organization like CBI, and then you can become a hardcore there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If you want to start with CBI, then you can write that CBI officers examination that is conducted separately.
Okay, sir. Okay. So there's another question about the fitness again. This student is asking about, Sony Verma is asking about a person having diabetes type 1. can think of becoming a civil servant? Is there any criteria in that?
Definitely, even if you have type 1 or type 1 is nothing but it is a insulin dependent. It is a, that is a hereditary inherent actually. Right from day one of birth, you become diabetic. That is called type 1. You are definitely eligible. You are, even that physical inability is also a no bar for IAS exam. Or even if you are visually challenged also, you can write. There are so many officers who are visually challenged. They can't see totally. They are as IPS officer. They have a separate quota also. There is no problem. Absolutely, don't think about your this physical these things unless you are involved in a criminal case and convicted. There is no bar. You should be a human being. That's all. A man or woman or even a transgender are no problem.
Okay, sir. And sir, there is a question about what kind of difficulties you faced before becoming an IPS officer and after becoming an IPS officer, and how did you face it, and how did you overcome these difficulties?
See, the difficulties actually there are no difficulties. I take all the difficulties as challenges. It is like a battlefield, just going to a war. See, it is not a difficulty; it is a challenge. You have to win the challenge. See, definitely when before joining service, you are on your own. Nobody noticed you. That means nobody noticed me. Nobody will notice you. Once you become a civil servant, whether an IAS, IPS officer, or any other civil servant, the people will start noticing you. Then you have to be perfect in your dealings and perfect in your personal life, official life. You are you should be transparent and everybody will watch you. Definitely, I can tell that you will lose your personal freedom when you are a civil servant. So you have more responsibility, become more responsible persons. I have a lot of difficulties in handling so many situations, law and order, but everything I thought it's an interesting challenge and overcome the challenges. It was never a difficulty for me. It was an interesting one. So you can enjoy really whatever whether it is facing terrorists or even facing criminals or investigating very serious crimes or convicting them and putting them on trial before the court and getting conviction, life imprisonment, so many things. It is very interesting. You can instantaneously help the people. That is a very interesting one. Next, for example, if you become an IAS officer, any problem of getting a caste certificate or any patta issue, all these things immediately you can deliver justice. That is the beauty of civil service. So definitely you will experience yourself, then you will love it and like it.
Great, sir. Chandru, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, sir is answering the question. So, since you are also there, you can ask questions to sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sir, can you share any strategy for college students? How to balance both college studies as well as civil service preparation, and how to start?
Yeah, the college students. See, many of the students are asking one question, common question. Sir, whether I can go and start preparation when they join degree itself. See, there is no need to join, especially for the civil service examination when you start your degree. See, you have to read newspaper. All the students, the basic thing is first read one English daily every day. Develop your general knowledge. That is very important. Then choose your subject, optional subject. Only one optional subject is there. That you can discuss with your seniors or the persons who already succeeded or the nearby coaching institutions. There you can discuss what kind of subject I can opt for the main examination. For example, if you study BCom, then commerce is there. If you study your degree course very well, in depth, then the problem of the question of choosing option is no more there. So definitely whatever you study in the degree, you study perfectly, you study in depth. Then after completing the degree or 1 year before completing the degree, you start browsing all the syllabus of various subjects, the general studies, ethics, essays, all these things. and you keep your eyes and ears open for all the current happenings. There is in terms of polity, economy, and whatever the social issues and so many things. That's all. You have to be aware of your surroundings, aware of yourself, and equip yourselves with the general knowledge.
Sir, the next question is, in all India service, say for example, I am from Haryana, and if I posted in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, in southern states, in non-Hindi belt and all, should I learn the respective states' language, and should I write any exam for that in government?
Yeah, definitely. You are supposed to pass the concerned state language exam. For example, in Tamil Nadu, if you come to Tamil Nadu, you have to pass the Tamil exam. It is a very, very simple exam. If you go to Karnataka, you have to pass the Kannada. It is like, very, very simple. Just if you prepare for 1 or 2 months, every day 1 or 2 hours, if you concentrate, within 3 months, you'll be able to pass. So far, nobody has been disqualified that they have not passed, and everybody has passed so far. In the history of civil service, no person failed. There is don't bother about this language, state language. There is it is not an impediment. You only concentrate on your civil service examination, how to get through this civil service examination. Don't bother about the post, civil service examination, this one. How to, which state and what will happen, this and that, nothing. You have to crack the civil service. Another thing is, even the writing the civil service examination itself is an experience. It's a pleasure. It will teach you a lot of things. Even if you do not make the examination despite several attempts, even if you give 10 attempts, and even if you fail 10 attempts, definitely it will help you to be successful in your life, I am telling. And how to rear your children, rear your family in future will be very, very useful. So it will give enormous, the exposure. The mental vistas will widen. It gives confidence. Even if you fail in the examination and if you cannot make into any of these services, it will give confidence, and you will be successful if you start any business after applying or after writing this examination.
Sir, next one is another question. Sir, before examination, how many months we have to prepare for preliminary and mains?
Yeah, for preliminary examination, see, for this, all this in the CSAT, these, the aptitude test, these are all for engineering mathematical background. It is very easy. For others, in my personal opinion, from the experience of so many successful candidates, it is only 3 months enough. 3 months period is enough for preliminary examination. But before that, you should have been reading it or studying. Not without knowing anything, and just 3 months will be insufficient. You should have been preparing it already, just reading, wide, extensive study, all these things. Then intensive study, 3 months for preliminary examination. Then you can crack it.
Yes, sir. The next question is on candidate Darshini. She is asking, she is doing 12th standard now. She is interested in civil service. So what type of course in college will help her to achieve this dream?
See, as I told, there is no, special script or framework or special subject wherein you can be successful. It is not like that any subject of your interest. For example, if you are interested in commerce, you prefer. If you are interested in economics, you prefer economics. If you are interested in social work or social service, sociology, you prefer. Or mathematics, anything. It is not like that. It is no specific subject or particular subject will give you good marks. It is not like that. Generally there is a wrong perception that, this last year geography, got a lot of marks. So the previous year psychology has got a lot of, marks. So I have to go for only psychology, geography, or political science. It is not like that. The subject of our interest, even you can opt for Kannada language, Tamil language, Hindi language, Sanskrit language, anything you can opt for as one of the optional subjects. So your confidence only. If the subject you are studying in degree is totally irrelevant and doesn't make any difference.
The next question is interesting. So, sir, please share your training experience in National Police Academy.
Oh, that is very fantastic training experience. See, when I was, so it is a very interesting, we were there 87% IPS officers in the year 1991. So it's like, it is like a totally like college. It is an experience of a college, like studying a degree. See, our training is almost, 2 years. In 2 years training, 6 months we'll be going for field training to the respective states of allotment. So the 1.5 years of institutional training is quite interesting. So see, if you start the Monday 5 o'clock, we have to wake up. We don't know how the day passes. See, at the Saturday afternoon, Saturday classes will be over by 1:30. After lunch, we'll be going to Hyderabad. The bus will be ready. We'll go to Hyderabad. Then we'll see movies. Then we'll come back and we'll have Mughal biryani there. So it is quite interesting, like a college student. You will never feel like a bureaucrat at the time of training, whether it's an IAS or IPS. But for an Indian police service, my training was quite interesting. I like to recall Mr. Ramakrishnan IPS, retired now. He's a very, very decorated officer in West Bengal. He is from Kerala, native of Kerala, but served in West Bengal. He was my deputy director of basic courses, DDBC. So he was, in my batch, you won't believe that you can ask my batchmates or so in several states. I am the tough man of my batch. My deputy director, Mr. Ramakrishnan IPS, he used to call me a super cop at the time. So with a lot of enthusiasm, and I used to participate in all the field training and running. Every Saturday morning, cross-country race of 15 kilometers, I used to come first. Then obstacle courses, rock climbing. It is like, we will be beaming with energy and enthusiasm. Weapon training, unarmed combat, karate, basketball, volleyball, rope climbing. So many events. Those who are interested in athletics or physical activities, it is really a great service, Indian police service. So the training days are really, after college days, the training days are only the, indelible and immemorable days in my career and life. That whenever I think of training days, I'm longing for those days again. If time machine is there, I will go back there as a trainer again, training.
Sir, next and all very general questions, sir. Like that.
Yeah, tell me what is some general question so that we can tell.
Sir, what are the challenges you faced during your preparation?
Yeah, see, when I was preparing, I used to prepare. Then after a week, then I will forget. Mind will become blank. Brain fogging will be there. Oh, how to read, how to recall. Like that, I used to suffer kind of, sometimes you get depression, you become low, sometime. At the time, I used to encourage myself, motivate myself. Oh, nothing. We can make it. Definitely we can make it. Then quietly meditate for 10 minutes. Then close your eyes, watch your breath. Then it will be all right. And I used to do, whenever I feel low, I used to go for walk or jog. The best antidote for your depression or your demotivation is exercise. If you run or walk, or if you talk to your friends, you will get motivated. So never ever feel low for this. I faced many kind of that demotivated. Then again I struggle against myself. Sometimes I could not wake up in the morning. Then somehow with all the difficulties, I used to wake up at 5 o'clock. Then start reading. I would feel sleepy. Then somehow managed and read with grit, will, determination, and killer instinct.
So the next one is, how do you feel to be an IPS officer? And what are the changes that happened in your life after getting into this?
Yeah, definitely. After becoming an IPS officer, you feel proud, and definitely your self-esteem will improve. Not ego, I'm telling self-esteem. There is an image about yourself is self-esteem. That will definitely improve. It gives a lot of confidence. You are commanding, a lot of like army, you're commanding so many personnel under your control. For example, a district SP will control almost 1,500 police personnel. So he is not only a law enforcement officer, but an administrator also. He is a leader of the police force. So as a leader, I could make a lot of improvements. I can make a lot of impact on the lives of my subordinates. I have addressed a lot of welfare measures for the policemen, their family members. So we will take the entire force like a family. And at the same time, there is no place for misplaced sympathy. If somebody is indisciplined and somebody commits mistake, we will take strong action. At the same time, we have sympathy. We were interested in their welfare measures. So really, as an IPS officer, your life, attitude, everything will be changed for the better. Not for the worse, it's changed for the better.
Yes, sir. So almost you have answered almost all the questions, sir. So thank you so much, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Once again, all the aspirants, just do well, prepare well with confidence. Here, when a model has become an IAS officer, an actor's son has become an IAS officer, and control bank employee's son has become an IAS officer. Why don't we become? Yes, definitely you can become. It is an attractive service and very, it's meritorious. Nobody can influence this examination. No recommendation, nothing will work out. Only your merit. So wish you all the best and join some coaching institution so that you can be, fine-tuned. Even a 1 mark makes, ranks of 50 ranks. 1 mark. If you lose 1 mark, you lose 50, 100 ranks also. So you should be very, very careful. All the best. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shankar IAS Academy, Chandru, Ramesh, and the MVN University. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.